But let's talk about an even bigger issue and complication, and this is going to lead into what's happening today. In 2023, sort of everything changed, and everything changed when ChatGPT came out. And other generative AI tools after that, and basically it changed everything, because if you go back to what I was talking about with spam websites that are trying to game the system, trying to do things where they want you to convert users, they want to acquire users without actually giving value on the other side. Adding ChatGPT to these spam websites that are already trying to do something kind of nefarious or whatever, sort of turn them into like super soldiers, turn them into where it just made them much orders of magnitude stronger, generating all sorts of content that it was very difficult for Google and other search engines to determine that it was definitively spam versus not. And so you ran into this issue where this was, I don't know the exact date when this was pulled, these search results, but roughly around August of 2023, after spam websites had enough time to like build up momentum and like start getting higher and higher into the rankings. And basically, in these search results for this, it's Craigslist used auto parts. And first of all, there's no Craigslist websites in the top search results. And 4 out of the 6 are definitively spam, definitely spam websites. And the 2 other ones are Google properties that they got in there. So this was an issue. I mean, these are terrible results. Like from a user's perspective, a user who searched for that and got this, it's horrible. And so it wasn't pretty long before Google hit the panic button, because they had a handle on the situation. It's always been this ongoing battle between search engines and spammers, and Google sort of had a handle the situation, and then they didn't after generative AI tools were available, and they had to change something drastically. And so that's when, in September of 2023, going through to today, but the big changes were between September and March of this year, where they implemented a series of changes aimed directly at this problem. And so the issue is that because they made these drastic changes to the way that search works, a lot of sites, dramatically dropped in the rankings. And you started seeing all over the place, articles, blogs, on social media, many different websites overnight losing 60, 70, 80% of their traffic. And the problem is that even though this is like super frustrating, these were all kind of the shrapnel from this battle that was going on between Google and the spammers. So like, the search engines, Google and other search engines that ran into this issue, it's not like they want to harm legitimate website owners, but they had this major issue, like I mentioned, of spammers essentially starting to win, and they had to basically pull the ripcord and like completely change what they were doing in order to get ahead in this kind of ongoing war. And the funny thing with this is that, I always imagine that like both sides are using Gemini, so it's like Google is battling itself to some degree. Obviously, spam websites use all sorts of generative AI, not just Google's, but you got to imagine that in some ways Google is taking part on both sides of the battle.